Sure, look. It'll be grand.
And welcome back to Sure It'll Be Grand, the news program every Friday. My name's Daniel. This is Eoin. This is where we get to go through this week's news about video games and movies and TV shows and talk a little bit about them and tell you what you should believe and not believe. That's how the news is meant to work. Isn't that right, Eoin?
Yeah, that's how I explained it last week, right? That's exactly what I said verbatim.
Yes, pretty much. Yes.
You forgot to play the theme song though at the start.
Yeah. Look.
No, it's too late now. We missed it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Can't do it now.
We lost I lost the tape. We might have to redo it.
No, that can never be recaptured. Sorry.
Can we just go back to the last episode and just cut out? No.
No, I destroyed it all.
Oh. But like it's online. Like people can download last week's episode.
No, when you get to that point, everybody just their brain explodes, and then they come back together afterwards.
Anyway, that was this week's news, everyone. Thank you for listening in, and we'll talk to you next week.
Bye bye.
News. Anyway, no, we're here. So, Owen has said this before to me. Not much news this week, as thrilling as previous weeks, but a bit of news, at least for me.
I
go on.
Personally would categorize this week's set of news stories as
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, to be fair, that's how you categorize life usually.
Yeah, we'll get there. Who knows?
Okay. Anyway, look, we'll start off with the big one, I guess, for me. And people have been sending me links to it all day, not realizing I probably knew it in my synaptic functions the moment the news was released. There's going to be a change of doctor and showrunner with Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall to leave in the autumn after a trio of specials in 2022. I was shocked that it's been since 2017 since they took over, Jodie and the fam, so to speak.
The fam?
The fam. Yeah, you haven't watched any of Jodie's stuff except like the first episode, did you?
Is that what they call Chris Chibnall?
No, that's what they that's what the Doctor uses in the show for her companions, fam.
Oh, she calls them fam. Like,
yeah,
the
Doctor.
As in
the Doctor calls her companions fam.
But fam, does she say it like she's from like inner city London? Like,
no, she says more like a white mother.
What's happening?
Collecting her kids, saying, "Hey fam."
What's happening, fam?
No, it's not that. It's not.
I mean,
we're making it a lot more entertaining.
That should
okay,
be.
Look, obviously, there's mixed feelings for a lot of people out there. A lot of people quite liked her incarnation and her, her era in general. And it's an odd one to see an era that only has one Doctor and one showrunner. A lot of people who are more warm about Jodie's incarnation of the Doctor, but do not like the series, usually blame the writing. A lot of people weren't a fan of how Doctor was written this era, but again, like anything, there's people who are massive fans of it. Personally, it didn't capture me, but I am looking forward to see what's coming on the horizon. I'd be interested to see who is going to take over. Because frankly, last time there was a lot of talk about saying who would want to take over. Because I mean, the show's a poison chalice. Because you'll either have people who love what you do, or the people who want you on a cross while you're being burned alive.
Russell Brand.
You want Russell Brand to take over as the Doctor?
He's doing it. And he's going to do both. He's going to do
both. He's going to be the show producer.
He's going to write the show, act the show, and run the show.
Do you know the only way I'd want that to happen, though, is that he hires random teenagers to be the film crew, but only in his garden? I don't want anything fancy. I don't want the high special effects. I just want him.
No, the show just becomes his podcast. That's what it is each week. It's the Russell Brand. He just does his podcast as the Doctor. That's what I think.
Yeah.
I have personal Doctor Who news. I listened to an interview with Peter Capaldi on the radio on the way to work this morning.
Oh, is it the one where he talked about the props being B-movie level quality things?
No, this was like live this morning. He was on Today
Oh,
FM because
lovely.
he was talking to Dermot and Dave on Today FM about because he's in the Suicide Squad that is coming out like this week or whatever, and they were talking to him about that, and then they just said, "Hey, let's talk about Doctor Who," and he said somebody brought up the guitar thing.
Yeah.
I think they asked him. They said, "Oh, you played guitar like over the theme song in one of the episodes or something," and he just started saying he was like, "Yeah, there's a bit where the Doctor rides into battle standing on top of a tank with an electric guitar," and I said it. He was like, "Wasn't really my idea. I said it as a joke. I was like, wouldn't it be funny if the Doctor just pulled out a guitar and like if he went back in time and invented a wah pedal to give to Jimi Hendrix or something?" And they were just like, "Yeah, let's do it." So there you go. It's my personal news.
Actually, this is the weird thing. You know, on newspapers and media always tries to like make things out that aren't true. Like he made a point that, you know, when I was on Doctor Who, all the props and stuff kind of broke apart fairly easily because, you know, they don't have a lot of money and it's like B movie quality stuff. Where it's really nice to be on the Suicide Squad where everything's actually, you know, quite expensive. It's a big budget. And people saying, "Oh my God, Capaldi says the BBC Doctor Who is terrible," and all this. It's like he didn't say that. He just said like probably could do a bit more money. That's it. Like you know,
fair. He didn't know. He did say this morning. I think his exact words were, "It was great. I was a big fan of the show when I was a kid. So when they offered to me, I couldn't say no. But I'm really glad it's over."
I imagine so.
He said, he said, "I'm glad I did it. Now it's done, and I don't want to do it anymore."
Yeah.
So,
and I don't blame him. Like people have this thing in the Doctor Who community that they always want actors to come back and reprise the role. It's like Christopher Eccleston had to go. Like the amount of people who were like disrespectful to him, simply saying, "Look, I don't want to go back and do the Doctor again. Like I'm done. I had a bad time. That's it." And when the 50 came around, and he didn't come back. He was saying, "Oh, he's such a prick." It's like, would you ever like grow up? This is his profession. It's his fucking livelihood. He doesn't owe you anything.
Yeah, and I mean that's not really just. It's not a problem specific to Doctor Who. I think
no, it's not.
There's often a disconnect between what we as fans, the enjoyment we get out of a character, compared to sometimes it's just an actor doing a job. They don't want to spend the rest of their life going to conventions and dressing up as this one guy they played for a year one time.
Who's that one soccer player who's just very open about saying, "Oh, I'm choosing this club because I get paid more"? Isn't that one who's very open about that?
There was Emmanuel Adebayor a while ago who.
Yeah, and a lot of people hated him for saying, "Oh, it's meant to be about passion." And I was just thinking, no, he's actually being honest. Like, you know, he wants more money, paycheck, fair enough. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I think that's a bit of news of Doctor Who we need to talk about, really. Any other movie or TV news with you on?
Yeah, there's a bunch. They're all kind of shit story. No, okay. So MCU news. We can't let a week go by without some MCU news. It's MCU news. It's the new section of the show I call MCU news. First up, the lesser story, I suppose. Maybe I guess Hawkeye is coming in November. They've announced that it's releasing on Disney Plus. I think the day before Thanksgiving or something. Whatever.
Is it a TV show again? Is it?
Yeah, it's the Hawkeye TV show. It's going to be. Okay. It's not. Well, Jeremy Renner might be in it, but it's more about his daughter, who is like taking over the mantle of Hawkeye. She's being played.
The one that he was in the movie with aiming a tree or something.
Yeah, wasn't it? But a different actress. I think this is Haley Steinfeld from who I know from Edge of 17, which is a great movie. Is playing. Kate Bishop is her name, I think, in the comics. She's like the next Hawkeye or whatever. And there's another person in it that is a spoiler for Black Widow, so I won't say just in case people haven't seen it yet. But, you know, whatever. The next story then is about Black Widow.
Yeah.
Which is a good segue from me unintentionally. Scarlett Johansson is suing Disney, one of them. I don't know. Apparently it was in her contract, which she signed years ago, that when Black Widow was released, it had to get like a super special, you're awesome, big international release, and then it didn't because they released it on Disney Plus thing. Yeah. Like, pay us extra money and watch Black Widow, but also put it in cinemas, and now she's suing them or some crap. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, now her character is definitely dead anyway. At least her playing that character.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So this is, I suppose that's the big story from this. This is probably concrete confirmation now that Natasha Romanoff is dead in the MCU. She's not going back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that's news. Any more film news?
Yeah, there's a little one here. So I wanted to do this one just to talk about one specific element of it. So streaming services, Daniel, are you familiar with them?
I believe
Have
we're
you
trying
heard of
to
them?
raise a budget so I can have Disney Plus myself, you were saying.
So you're not familiar with them. That's why we need to get you a
No,
subscription.
what streaming services?
There's one called Peacock. Okay, this is NBC's streaming service. It's the worst name for a streaming service I think ever. All right, it's not, obviously it's a bit more imaginative, I suppose, than just sticking a plus on the end of your brand name or whatever. But it's called Peacock, and they announced this week that they have reached 54 million signups total, and they have 20 million active users, and they're about to launch like internationally or something. So they've signed.
Didn't even know they existed.
They've signed a deal with Sky, I think, over here that you'll be able to access it through Sky or something along those lines. Their current like big what you call it when they make things themselves.
Premiere?
They made a TV show or whatever. It's not like, it's their own in-house content or whatever. It's called Dr. Death, and it's supposed to be very good. But it's releasing right now. And I have one more story.
Just staying on that one though, right? It does feel like we just got to the final edge of this. Like, we're back to getting packages on Sky that we want to watch. This is not anymore like, hey, just replace your stupid satellite selection with one online streaming service. Like, I know it's been the talk for a while that slowly streaming services are going to just build up and you have to buy everything again anyway. But this last one seems like, yeah, it's back to how it was before now.
It's Peacock. It's Peacock, everybody. It's called Peacock. I don't know. It's just a dumb name, so I thought I'd bring it up.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, it's back to packages now.
Yeah, I mean, like, Now TV is pretty big, and that's basically like what Americans would call cable, or what we would have had. Like, that's Sky, but it's on your computer. You just pick what you want. They have like sports packages. Here's all the sports channels.
Okay.
They have like music. Here's all the music things, and you just like pick and choose. The only difference is you can like add the sports subscription for like a weekend or for a month, and just pay for them once off. You don't have to keep them like forever. But it's basically Sky, but it's on your PC or your phone. So it's, I don't know. Which
is also on your PC and phone if you set it up properly.
Yeah, Sky Go is a thing.
Yeah,
it's not very good.
No one uses it.
It
exists.
I have it. I use it occasionally, but it's not very good. The app isn't great. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess torrenting's probably gonna start taking over again.
What? Never heard of it.
I imagine torrenting. Yeah, torrenting. Yes, it's new stream service.
Is it like Peacock?
It. Well,
is it better than Peacock?
Guess
nothing's better than Peacock, and it's called Peacock. So
anyway, okay.
My final story, just really quickly. It's very, very sad. It's a sad story. It's probably the worst news I've heard all week. The X Factor is cancelled.
They're still going.
It was up until last year, and now it's cancelled. It has been on the air for 17 years, Dan.
I paid attention for 3 years of those.
Many people did, but it first aired in 2004, and it has been a staple of television for
It's been your Doctor Who, man.
17. I just can't believe it's been 17 years. There's been like I think 16 seasons of the X Factor or something, and that's
just legally drink next year.
And I'm talking just specifically about the UK X Factor, the original, the original one that started it all. I don't know. I don't know what. Maybe the American one is still going. I don't really care. But the X Factor is done. It's dead. No more Simon Cowell on Saturday nights. And
well, you missed your chance now becoming a star.
I know. I should have auditioned that time.
You always wanted to audition.
I could have been Niall Horan. You people don't understand, but that could have been me. I'm a little bit older than him, but it could have been me. You don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
it probably wasn't going to be me, but it could have been me. All right, that's what I'll tell myself. I'll take that to my grave. Anyway, there you go. Very sad.
Hey, you could just do the Beatles thing where Paul McCartney dies and you replace Niall Horan instead.
I think I could make that work.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Anyway, there's a little bit more. Just Ghostbusters Afterlife. The trailer has been revealed. Now, I'll be honest, I haven't really been following um, the news on this all that much, but we got a little bit of news. Apparently, this is about the grandchildren of Egon, was in the original Ghostbusters, and it's about these kids. Paul Rudd is there. I think he wants to date their mother, and it's about a town basically being turned upside down with spooky shenanigans, and it kind of looks fun. I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest Ghostbusters fan in the first place. But this movie looks nice, looks interesting. Has Carrie Coon, Finn, Wolfhard, McKenna Grace, Paul Rudd, Bill Murray showing up. I think we saw his arm in the trailer. And yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to this one actually. And I haven't really cared to look forward to Ghostbusters in general before this.
I never cared for Ghostbusters before, and this trailer did nothing for me.
Yeah.
To be honest. I didn't like it. I thought it was
Fair enough.
kind of a paint by numbersy kind of trailer, and it just didn't. I don't know. Maybe if you're into Ghostbusters, the only one I've ever seen is the one that came out a couple of years ago, where everybody got.
You never watched the original Ghostbusters?
No, I just don't care for it. I don't really like them.
Well, how do you not care for it? You haven't watched?
I only learned watching this new trailer that guy's name is Egon, which is the stupidest name I think I've ever heard. And now I don't want to watch it anymore. I just don't like. I'm just like, I've seen bits of just clip. I'm just like, nah, I don't care.
I'm not.
But
I mean, I know it's sacrilege, but I'm not the biggest Bill Murray fan in the first place.
Yeah, me either.
Which has had people look at me going, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" I know he just doesn't. He just seems like a guy who talks, says some funny stuff, and then doesn't smile, so everyone else laughs. And that's like, it's grand. Like, it works for some people, but not for me.
Ghostbusters is stupid. I agree.
Yeah, I love how obviously our takes on our opinions in general really boost this channel. And
no, I mean, look, I don't know. I'm not gonna. I can't really say the original Ghostbusters is bad because I haven't seen it. I saw the one that came out a couple of years ago. I thought it was okay. I saw this trailer and my response was just, I'm probably not gonna see it. I don't care.
So I've watched all of them, and like, again, it's not like I hate Ghostbusters, but it's like I've watched it. I enjoyed it for the time, and I kind of moved on. Obviously, for some people, it latches on more, and it's more to it. Maybe because Ghostbusters was very much of its time, and I watched it quite a bit after its time, so it didn't resonate. But I don't know. I hope it's a great movie. It's obviously a franchise that people love a lot, and people should enjoy it. So yeah, that's my bit on this movie. I suppose we could mention some gaming news as well now.
Yeah, this'll be a fun, light, easy story time, I think.
Yeah, sure. So obviously Activision Blizzard, I should say, staff members have walked out for a protest. Ubisoft also has sent a letter, not Ubisoft itself, but the works of Ubisoft has sent a letter with 500 people signed, saying that they're with Activision Blizzard and saying that this is, obviously bad stuff, and saying bad stuff is the, smallest way to say it. Like, apparently it led to the suicide of a woman that worked at Activision Blizzard because her nude pictures of hers were shared around the office. And that's like the initial reason that this lawsuit has been brought up. Clearly a lot of messed up, toxic shite happening here. Apparently there was a Bill Cosby suite, which was just a room with Bill Cosby's portrait up there, and there's been pictures of people taking selfies of that. Like, very, like, almost comically evil shite coming out of there. So yeah, like Owen said, obviously very lighthearted, fun segments to start off on. But look, let's move on to something that is actually lighthearted and fun. It's Pokemon Unite, and has come out. Very much from what I can see of it, a League of Legends sort of deal. you have a small army of people, you play alongside other people, and you're trying to hold points on the map for a certain amount of points building up. You fight Pokemon against each other, and yeah, that's pretty much it. People seem to have fun with it. Some articles saying that it is a bit pay to win. Then again, I haven't looked into that much. I've watched a few playthroughs and that kind of stuff. It looks like a little bit of fun. Pokemon Snap also is getting free updates, including 20 new Pokemons and 3 new areas, which I'm excited for. I like Pokemon. You like Pokemon, Owen, don't you?
Sure. Yep. Never played Pokemon
Yeah.
Snap, but I like Pokemon.
Yeah. Well, you were on the PlayStation side of it when the first Pokemon Snap came out back in the day. Because this was on the N64.
Right. Sure.
Yeah.
I have no idea. In my brain, the N64 predates the PlayStation 1 by quite some time, so I have no idea.
Yeah, no, they're pretty much on the same time. N64 was a little bit older, but not that much. Oh,
well, I've never been
older.
been a Nintendo person in general.
No,
to be honest.
You were a Sonic person.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, that explains everything you need to know about him.
I was Sonic when I was very young because I had a Sega, and then I moved on to Crash Bandicoot when I got a PlayStation. So Sega. That's my.
But yeah, no, I played Pokemon Snap when it first came out on the N64. I've had a great time with the new one. It's beating my ass pretty hard. But I'm looking forward to new areas. New Pokemon.
Snap is beating you. You're what?
Yeah, it's like you have to get a certain amount of points in your photographs, and then you have to sometimes beat them to get enough points to get onto the next area. And I've been just like stuck in this jungle thing for the longest time, trying to get like the nicest photograph ever to like progress.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not. It's actually not the easiest thing.
Honestly, I thought it was like Animal Crossing, where it's like it's just vibes. You just walk around taking cute photos and be like, "Hey, look, I took
it's
this."
It's that as well. Like it's that as well, but like the certain. So it's basically like railgun kind of game. Like you're on one track the whole time throughout the game, and you have to make sure. Like there's some just like secret areas you can get to. Like the new one is like the new content showing that you can shrink down now in certain areas and see like things from like a mini perspective. But yeah, you have to find all these things, or you have to have Pokemon's react in a certain way that trigger another thing that triggers another thing that opens up new areas. It's actually quite a bit to it, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. If you do enjoy that kind of thing. But yeah, that's everything from Pokemon. Now, not so much news, but maybe a tip for people who were a little bit disappointed with Cyberpunk 2077. Is a game coming out today. In fact, I think it could be out right now, called The Ascent. It's a top-down Cyberpunk game. And I mean, it seems to be very popular by a lot of reviewers who got early access to it. Just a warning, it does seem to be a little bit glitchy, but they did say they had an early build of it. So maybe wait a week or two, see how people feel about it, and then buy it. I think it's a fair thing to say.
Ooh, a cyberpunky game being glitchy on release. Yeah. That's insane. Who would have thought that could ever happen?
Yeah.
Cyberpunk 2077, incidentally, was a pile of unplayable trash.
Yeah. A lot of people still defending it, though, aren't they?
I've been told by a couple of people that it is now playable.
Yes.
I don't believe them. Because that game was nowhere near finished.
Here's the thing, though, right? When people call the thing playable, it does sound like just about made it into a game now.
Yeah,
it's running as a game.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's no, it just wasn't even close to being finished when it released. Like there's no patch that could fix it. Because it wasn't finished. You can't just be like, "Alright, here's a patch. The game is finished now. The game works now." Like it's not finished. The patch would have to be massive. They'd have to. I don't know how they do it. It wouldn't work. The game doesn't work. Nothing works in it. Doesn't work. Yeah. Damn, the game doesn't work.
To be honest, from what I've been gathering, is that the game probably need another year or so, in the oven to be worked on. Okay.
It's that like it was that buggy. This was like early like playtest stuff.
Yeah.
Like there was nothing was really done.
Yeah. But yeah, I say keep an eye out on the Ascent. Apparently it's co-op as well. And it's, from what I can gather, is, you know, there's this big, massive, giant super city, and the corporation that has been keeping the city alive has collapsed. And how do you survive in a cyberpunk world where the thing that's kept it cyberpunk have collapsed in itself? And I've seen some videos, it looks fun, and so yeah, I'd say wishlisted, it, keep an eye on it. Let's see what reviewers actually think after a week or two out in the wild. But this could be that scratch that Cyberpunk 2077 didn't give you. And yeah, that's all the news from me this week. And Owen, you have any news left here?
The X Factor got cancelled.
The X Factor got cancelled.
No, I got nothing.
There's still some light in this very dark world of ours. Anyway, that's it from me this week, and I believe that's it from Owen this week.
Yeah.
If you like this, why not give us a like and a comment on social media? Do not message us about it. It'd make us a lot happier to actually have a comment on the original post, because it helps you and it helps me getting more people to join in on conversations. But anyway, that's me from Daniel. I love you very much. Goodbye.
Asherlo.